I don't know about y'all, but I hate when somebody only tells part of the story. That should be irritating. So I'm back over here today on this side just because I am incredibly sleepy and I don't feel like setting up. And done is better than perfect. But I really hate when people, like when you get into it with somebody and then they only tell the part of the story that makes you sound bad. And it'd be like, so you really not gonna tell the part where you did something too? That should be so irritating. So, story time, I guess. Everybody knows I'm not in the business of lying. So, we went to my cousin's house, and there are cousins that I haven't seen, that I haven't hung out with in like 15 years, right? I walk in, and one of my cousins is just making it a point to be really, 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 really annoying. I was already sick the night before. I didn't even get to that part. The day before we went to my cousin's house, I was like sick as a dog for like 5 or 6 hours. But he just kept aggravating me. He just kept like shoving me with his forearm, just like kept shoving the hell out of me. And I get it, like some cousins play around like that, but this particular cousin I haven't seen in 15 years. It'd be different if it was any of my other cousins that I've hung out with recently. You know, I got an awkward, weird relationship with my family, so I haven't ever really been around everybody consistently, but the people that I've been around consistently, we know the kind of relationship we have, and he's not one of those cousins, and I'm pretty sure everybody has a relationship like that. He's not one of those cousins that like, we just been buddy and shit, close as, and thick as thieves. You know, this whole time, we really haven't. So he just keeps irritating me. He keeps aggravating me. He keeps shoving me and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm a grown ass woman now. You're not just about to be shoving the hell out of me and I got bruises all up and down my arm like we little ass kids again. Like, no, I'm an adult. Stop shoving me. So I told him, I was like, yo, stop. Like, as soon as I walked up, he started being annoying and I was like, stop. Like stop doing that. Like, leave me alone. He just keeps being annoying. Like, shoving me, pushing me, nudging me, yanking me, pulling me. And I'm like, just stop it. It'd be different if you were just being verbally annoying for 15 minutes. I can ignore somebody being verbally annoying. You're invading my personal space and physically moving me. I don't like that shit. The third time that he shoved me, I told him, I was like, you keep shoving me and I'ma sock your ass out. Like, you have to defend yourself. You just can't let somebody just be shoving you around because you family. I don't give a damn. Stop. And I've already set my boundary. I told you to stop. So we go outside. We're about to partake in a sesh. And while we're over there, I make it clear, I'm like, we not session in my car. We are not doing a session in my car. So everybody's just standing outside my car. One of my cousins, a different cousin, one of my cousins gets in the backseat of my car because it's cold. She's like, I'm cold. I'm just about to sit back here. This is the cousin I see all the time. This is the cousin I talk to all the time, right? The cousin I don't see all the time, the cousin I don't talk to all the time, goes around, gets in my driver's seat, not only gets in my driver's seat, but reclines my seat. Now, this is after 15 minutes of him being incredibly annoying. So I tell him, stop, get out of my driver's seat, put my seat back in position because you're being annoying right now. And like, you know that you're being annoying, so stop it. He don't say nothing. I'm like, get out of my driver's seat. He don't say nothing. I said, get the hell out of my driver's seat or I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna knock your ass out. Stop playing with me. Get out of my driver's seat. He's been being annoying for like 15 or 20 minutes now. So I'm like, you really just being aggravating. So I told him, you about to mess up the whole session experience for everybody because you being annoying right now. Like, get out of the car. Stop playing. I'm getting increasingly irritated because he will not get out of this car. Remember when I said I hate when people tell a story, but they don't tell all the story? I'm letting you know exactly what I said. I said, I'm gonna knock your ass out if you don't get out of my seat. I wasn't being facetious about that. I was being dead ass serious. You're being annoying. Get out of my seat. So he gets out of my car, puts my seat back, not in the correct position, but he puts my seat back and he's like, you being a fucking weirdo, bro. Okay, whatever. I'll leave it at that. I didn't even say anything. Whatever. I'm gonna let you let that slide. All right, cool. So he walks back over to the gate. And he talking mad shit, oh weirdo ass bitch. What the fuck is wrong with her? She acting weird as shit. So I turn around and I say, what did you say? What did you say? No, I need you to repeat what you said because you was talking real big just now and I want to hear what you said. The same way I said to your face what I had to say to you, you say to my face what you got to say to me. Like, don't walk off, and he like, man, whatever. What you say? And I'm like, don't walk off. Don't be a pussy, nigga. What did you just say? I said, don't be a pussy, nigga. Like, I'm not afraid of you, nigga. The fuck? So he goes in the house and he tells everybody that's inside the house, she being a weirdo, bro. She being a weirdo. This is my thing. When they ask him what happened, he's like, she tripping because all I did was recline her seat and she tripping. So then his mother comes outside. She like, who talking shit? I'm like, I'm talking shit. She was like, oh yeah, he was saying you was being weird because all he did was recline your seat. I was like, so he didn't tell you that he literally was shoving the shit out of me for 15 or 20 minutes? She was like, no, he didn't say that. And I'm like, yeah, plays a really huge role in me being irritated and not having any patience for him. She was like, well, you know he loves you. I'm like, that's totally fine, but I'm out here with cousins that love me too, and they haven't irritated the shit out of me. The people that's interacting with me in an appropriate manner, we are totally fine having a great session out here. And what made it even dumber is he X'd himself out of the session. Didn't nobody tell him he couldn't be in the session? He threw a whole tantrum because I wouldn't let him disrespect me and then nixed himself out of the session. I said, how his mama get to be in the session 2 times and he didn't get to be in the session at all? I just don't like when people only tell you half of the story. That should be irritating as fuck to me because I'm like, you really just made yourself out to be the victim. You just threw a whole tantrum, but you didn't tell nobody, yeah, when she came, I elbowed the fuck out of her and I pushed her and she didn't like it and I don't understand why. So people can tell you, well, maybe she don't like that shit. And then what made it even worse is one of my cousins came outside and was like, this is my house. You not about to be disrespecting. I said, hold up. I didn't disrespect anything. I stood up for myself because he was really overstepping his boundaries and being annoying. So like he went in there crying and complaining like I was being weird and disrespectful to him, but never told anybody else that he cried and complained to that he shoved the shit out of me for 15 minutes, elbowing me. A big ass grown ass man. This nigga's almost 6 feet tall, pushing the shit out of me, 250 pounds, shoving the shit out of me. Nigga, you be built like a goddamn linebacker just the fuck like me. You not about to be shoving the shit out of me and then only half-ass tell the story. And that's the part I hate about people telling stories. You don't even tell the full story. Tell everything. I told y'all, I called that nigga a pussy nigga, and I know that pissed him off. I know for a fact that me calling him a pussy pissed him off. I know that. I'm already knowing. Yeah, I pushed your buttons because you spent 20 minutes pushing mine. So yeah, I'm gonna push your buttons too. Yup. How does it feel? And it's the thing. If you gonna tell somebody the story, tell it exactly the fuck how it happened. Don't half-ass tell the story just to make yourself look better. Like, other than that, I feel like if I didn't cuss you out, I should have been allowed to sock that nigga out. That's what I feel like. You keep physically touching me, then I should be allowed to sock you out. I just made him feel uncomfortable, and he probably got embarrassed in front of his cousins. Oh well, cousin. That's how we play. You don't actually know me the way you think you know me. Watch your boundaries.